Wing Chun, also romanized as Ving Tsun or Wing Chun Pow or Wing Tsun, is a concept-based Chinese martial art and form of self-defense utilizing both striking and grappling while specializing close-range combat. The alternative characters Yi Degree Yen Eternal Spring are also associated with some other southern Chinese martial arts, including Wing Chun Kung Fu and Yong Chun. History. The earliest known mentions of Wing Chun date to the period of Red Boat Opera. The common legend as told by Yip Man involves the young woman Yim Wing Chun during the period after the destruction by the Qing government of the southern Shaolin and its associated temples. Having rebuffed the local warlord's marriage offer, Yim Wing Chun said she'd reconsider the proposal if he could beat her in a fight. She soon crossed paths with a Buddhist nun named Ng Mui, who was one of the Shaolin sect survivors, and asked the nun to teach her to fight. According to legend, Ng Mui taught Yim Wing Chun a new system of martial art that had been inspired by the nun's observations of a confrontation between a snake and a crane. This then still nameless style enabled Yim Wing Chun to beat the warlord in a one-on-one fight. Yim Wing Chun thereafter married Lung Bak Chu and taught him the style, which was later named after her. It is believed that because the system was developed during the Shaolin and Ming resistance to the Qing dynasty, many legends, including the story of Yim Wing Chun, were spread regarding the creation of Wing Chun in order to confuse enemies. This is often given as a reason to explain the difficulty in accurately determining the creator or creators of Wing Chun. Characteristics, balance, structure and stance. Some Wing Chun practitioners believe that the person with better body structure will win. A correct Wing Chun stance is like a piece of bamboo, firm but flexible, rooted but yielding. This structure is used to either deflect external forces or redirect them. Balance is related to structure because a well-balanced body recovers more quickly from stalled attacks and structure is maintained. Wing Chun trains the awareness of one's own body movement derived from muscular, tendon, and articular sources. Performing Wing Chun's forms such as chumka or the wooden dummy form greatly improve proprioception. Wing Chun favors a high, narrow stance with the elbows kept close to the body. Within the stance, arms are positioned across the vitals of the center line. Shifting or turning within a stance is carried out variantly on the heels, balls, or middle of the foot depending on lineage. All attacks and counter-attacks are initiated from this firm, stable base. Wing Chun rarely compromises structure for more powerful attacks because this is believed to create defensive openings which may be exploited. Structure is viewed as important, not only for reasons of defense, but also for attack. When the practitioner is effectively rooted, or aligned so as to be braced against the ground, the force of the hit is believed to be far more devastating. Additionally, the practice of settling one's opponent to brace them more effectively against the ground aids in delivering as much force as possible to them. Relaxation, softness and performing techniques in a relaxed manner, is fundamental to Wing Chun. Tension reduces punching speed and power. Muscles act in pairs in opposition to each other. If the arm is tensed, maximum punching speed cannot be achieved as the biceps will be opposing the extension of the arm. In Wing Chun, the arm should be relaxed before beginning the punching motion. Unnecessary muscle tension wastes energy and causes fatigue. Tense, stiff arms are less fluid and sensitive during trapping and chi sao. A tense, stiff limb provides an easy handle for an opponent to push or pull with, whereas a relaxed limb provides an opponent less to work with. A relaxed, but focused, limb affords the ability to feel holes, or weaknesses in the opponent's structure. With the correct forwarding, these holes grant a path into attacking the opponent. Muscular struggle reduces a fighter who is stronger. Minimum brute strength in all movement becomes an equalizer in uneven strength confrontations. This is very much in the spirit of the tale of Ng Mui. Center line. While the existence of a central axis concept is unified in Wing Chun, the interpretation of the center line concept itself is not. Many variations exist, with some lineages defining anywhere from a single center line to multiple lines of interaction and definition. Traditionally, the center line is considered to be the vertical axis from the top of a human's head to the groin. The human body's prime striking targets are considered to be on or near this line, including eyes, nose, throat, solar plexus, stomach, pelvis and groin. Wing Chun techniques are generally closed, with the limbs drawn in to protect the central area and also to maintain balance. In most circumstances, the hands do not move beyond the vertical circle that is described by swinging the arms in front, with the hands crossed at the wrists. To reach outside this area, footwork is used. A large emphasis and time investment in training Chi Sao exercise emphasizes positioning to dominate the center line. The stance and guard all point at or through the center to concentrate physical and mental intent of the entire body to the one target. Wing Chun practitioners attack within this central area to transmit force more effectively, since it targets the core center. For example, striking an opponent's shoulder will twist the body, dispelling some of the force and weakening the strike, as well as compromising the striker's position. Striking closer to the center transmits more force directly into the body. Punches: due to the emphasis on the center line, the straight punch is the most common strike in Wing Chun. However, the principle of simultaneous attack and defense suggests that all movements in the Chēun Tao with a forward execution flow into a strike if no effective resistance is met, without need for recomposure. Other explicit examples of punches can be found in the Chumka and Bil J forms. Although these punches may appear to be superficially different, they are simply the result of the punch beginning from a different origin position while following the same fundamental idea, to punch in a straight line following the shortest distance between the fist and the opponent. The punch is the most basic and fundamental in Wing Chun and is usually thrown with the elbow down and in front of the body. Depending on the lineage, the fist is held anywhere from vertical to horizontal. The contact points also vary from the top 2 knuckles, to the middle 2 knuckles, to the bottom 3 knuckles. In some lineages of Wing Chun, the fist is swiveled at the wrist on point of impact so that the bottom 3 knuckles are thrust forward, adding power to the punch while it is at maximum extension. The punches may be thrown in quick succession in a straight blast, or chain punching. When executed correctly, it can be used as a disorienting finisher. When executing the punch, you must relax and use your shoulders. The punch comes from the body and not the arm. Like most other punches in martial arts, Wing Chun punches with the body. Wing Chun is often criticized for encouraging weaker punches that do not utilize the whole body. However, as per the formal name of the punch, which is translated as the Sun character rushing punch, a practitioner typically would thrust their full body weight towards their opponent with the fist as the nail, and their body as the hammer. With each successive punch, the practitioner would step in closer and closer to the opponent, driving the fists forward as a hammer drives a nail. Wing Chun favors the vertical punch for several reasons: directness. The punch is not loaded by pulling the elbow behind the body. The punch travels straight towards the target from the guard position. Protection. The elbow is kept low to cover the front midsection of the body. It is more difficult for an opponent to execute an elbow lock break when the elbow occupies this position. This aids in generating power by use of the entire body structure rather than only the arm to strike. Also, with the elbow down, it offers less opening for the body to be attacked while the forearm and punch intercept space towards the head and upper body. Strength and impact. Wing Chun practitioners believe that because the elbow is behind the fist during the strike, it is thereby supported by the strength of the entire body rather than just a swinging fist, and therefore has more impact. A common analogy is a baseball bat being swung at someone's head, as opposed to the butt end of the bat being thrust forward into the opponent's face, which would cause far more damage than a glancing hit and is not as easy to evade. Many skilled practitioners pride themselves on being able to generate short power, or large amount of power in a short space. A common demonstration of this is the 1-inch punch, a punch that starts only an inch away from the target yet delivers an explosive amount of force. Alignment and structure. Because of Wing Chun's usage of stance, the vertical punch is thus more suitable. The limb directly in front of the chest, elbow down. Vertical nature of the punch allows a practitioner to absorb the rebound of the punch by directing it through the elbows and into the stance. This is a desirable trait to a Wing Chun practitioner because it promotes use of the entire body structure to generate power. Whereas, the rebound of a horizontal punch uses only the arm to strike. In this elbow-out position, the hinge structure directs force outwards along the limb, producing torque in the puncher's body. Kicks can be explicitly found in the chunka and mukjong forms, though some have made interpretations of small leg movements in the Seonim Tao and Bil J to contain information on kicking as well. Depending on lineage, a beginner is often introduced to basic kicking before learning the appropriate form. Traditionally, kicks are kept below the waist. This is characteristic of southern Chinese martial arts, in contrast to northern systems which utilize many high kicks. Variations on a front kick are performed striking with the heel. The body may be square and the knee and foot are vertical on contact, or a pivot may be involved with a foot and knee on a plane at an angle. At short distances this can become a knee. A roundhouse kick is performed striking with the shin in a similar manner to the Muay Thai version, with most of the power coming from the body pivot. This kick is usually used as a finisher at closer range, targeting anywhere between the ribs and the back of the knee. This kick can also become a knee at close range. Other kicks include a stamping kick for very close range and a sweep performed with the heel in a circular fashion. Every kick is both an attack and defense, with legs being used to check incoming kicks or to take the initiative in striking through before a more circular kick can land. Kicks are delivered in one movement directly from the stance without chambering cocking. Uncommitted techniques, Wing Chun techniques are uncommitted. This means that if the technique fails to connect, the practitioner's positional balance is less affected. If the attack fails, the practitioner is able to flow easily into a follow-up attack. All Wing Chun techniques permit this. Any punches or kicks can be strung together to form a chain of attacks. According to Wing Chun theory, these attacks, in contrast to one big attack, break down the opponent, gradually causing internal damage. Chain vertical punches are a common Wing Chun identifier. Trapping skills and sensitivity. The Wing Chun practitioner develops reflexes within the searching of unsecured defenses through use of sensitivity. Training through Chi Sao with a training partner, one practices the trapping of hands. When an opponent is trapped, he or she becomes immobile. Chinese philosophy. Greet what arrives, escort what leaves and rush upon loss of contact. A 3/4 C unregistered trademark AE Euro I 1/4 OXZ per mil CE, Yip Man. Close range. Wing Chun teaches practitioners to advance quickly and strike at close range. While the Wing Chun forward kick can be considered a long-range technique, many Wing Chun practitioners practice entry techniques getting past an opponent's kicks and punches to bring them within range of Wing Chun's close-range repertoire. This means that theoretically, if the correct techniques are applied, a shorter person with a shorter range can defeat a larger person by getting inside their range and attacking them close to their body. Curriculum, forms and San-Sik. Forms are meditative, solitary exercises which develop self-awareness, balance, relaxation and sensitivity. Forms also train the practitioner in the fundamental movement and the correct force generation of Wing Chun. San-Sik are compact in structure. They can be loosely grouped into 3 broad categories. 1. Focus on building body structure through basic punching, standing, turning, and stepping drills. 2. Fundamental arm cycles and changes, firmly ingraining the cardinal tools for interception and adaptation. And 3. Sensitivity training and combination techniques. It is from the forms and San-Sik that all Wing Chun techniques are derived. Depending on lineage, the focus, content and intent of each form can have distinct differences which can therefore have far-reaching implications. This also means that there are a few different ideas concerning what constitutes progression in the curriculum from form to form, so only a general description of overlap between different schools of thought is possible here. What's commonly seen are 6 Wing Chun forms, 3 empty hand forms, 1 wooden dummy form, and 2 weapons forms. Empty hand, wooden dummy, forms, both the Wei Yan and Nguyen Ta Kawen Ji branches use different curricula of empty hand forms. The Tam Yung and Feng Sang lineages both trace their origins to Lung Jan's retirement to his native village of Gai Lao, where he taught a curriculum of San-Sik. The Sayulian Tao of Chou Ga Wing Chun is one long form that includes movements that are comparative to a combination of Sayulian Tao, Chumka, and Baiyujie of other families. The other major forms of the style are Sui Da, Chui Da, Fa Kuen, Jin Jung, Jin Kuen, Choi Kuen, Sup Sam Sao, and Chi Sao Lung. Also, a few family styles of Wing Chun have a combination advanced form called Sam Bei Fat, which includes many flow leak techniques from all of the first standard 6 forms. Weapons. Once correct force generation in the open-handed forms is achieved, the student is ready to progress to weapons. With the open hand forms delivering force to the end of the fingertips, the idea is to be able to extend that force further to the end of a weapon as an extension of the body, using the same principles. Also, these weapons forms can be used as an exercise to strengthen the forearms and wrists even further. The Yuan Shan/Sum Nung branch also historically trained throwing darts. According to Sum Nung, his skill with them was not comparable enough to Yuan Shan's for him to include them in the current curriculum. Chi Sao or sticking hands is a term for the principle and drills used for the development of automatic reflexes upon contact and the idea of sticking to the opponent. In reality, the intention is not to stick to your opponent at all costs, but rather to protect your center line while simultaneously attacking your opponent's center line. In Wing Chun, this is practiced by 2 practitioners maintaining contact with each other's forearms while executing techniques, thereby training each other to sense changes in body mechanics, pressure, momentum and feel. The increased sensitivity gained from this drill helps a practitioner attack and counter an opponent's movements precisely, quickly, and with appropriate techniques. Chi Sao additionally refers to methods of rolling hands drills. Luk Sao participants push and roll their forearms against each other in a single circle while trying to remain in relaxed form. The aim is to feel force, test resistance, and find defensive gaps. Other branches have a version of this practice where each arm rolls in small, separate circles. Luk Sao is most notably taught within the Pan Nam branch of Wing Chun where both the larger rolling drills as well as the smaller, separate hand circle drills are taught. In some lineages, Chi Sao drills begin with one-armed sets called Dan Chi Sao which help the novice student to get the feel of the exercise. Each practitioner uses one hand from the same side as they face each other. Chi Sao is a sensitivity drill to train and obtain specific responses and should not be confused with actual sparring or fighting though it can be practiced or expressed in a combat form. Chi Gurk or sticking legs, is the lower body equivalent of the upper body's Chi Sao training, aimed on developing awareness in the lower body and obtaining relaxation of the legs. Mook Won, wooden ring, is another, somewhat rare training tool in some families of Wing Chun. An approximately 10-inch to 14-inch ring made of bamboo or rattan, the Mook Won is used for training the wrists and forearms, and to instruct the student in flow from technique to technique. Some schools set up a form for this technique, while other schools train techniques and strategies without a formulated pattern. Southern martial art. Wing Chun, together with Hung Gar and Choi Li Fut, is named as one of the 3 great martial arts schools of the South, which originated and became popular in southern China. Global spread. Wing Chun is practiced globally in over 64 countries. It is the world's most popular form of Southern Kung Fu. In popular culture, Donnie Yen has caused impact in the martial arts world through his various films. Donnie Yen played the role of Wing Chun Grand Master Ip Man in the 2008 movie Ip Man, which was a box office success. Branches. See also, Chinese martial arts, list of movies featuring Wing Chun terms, references. Sources